welcome back to another fine episode of PiperDoug doing weird stuff. What are we doing today? Well, for those of you who would be astute, and that's pretty much all of you, because you're my subscribers, hopefully you're all subscribed, you will recognize you're not in Kansas anymore there, PiperDoug. What's going on? You would be correct. I am ripping up. I'm ripping up a little piece of an acreage that friends of ours own, the Bennetts. Hi Keith, hi Ben. And then there's Sandy and Amy. Now they used to farm this little piece of land. Lift them to discs. They used to farm this little piece of land. I think we had sheep and different things, as you will be able to see. There is, hold on a second, I'm going to back up here to get turned. You'll see over there, there is fences, and it was short and 3-strand barb, not barb, electric. So those of you in the farming world will know that's what you do to keep sheep in. Yeah. So so now that they're a little more experienced in life, i.e. retired, they said, hey, if you want to come over here and use this little field of theirs, take hay off of it, whatever, that would be great to see it get a use. And I was like, well, I'm not one to turn down free food, and neither is my cattle. So much appreciated. You're getting about anywhere from half a dozen to over a dozen bales, depending on the kind of year. Now, I'm not sure if there's been video of this before, but you will see by now, I'm not on the broken up part, and I'm bouncing around like a mental case. Oh, that's so different. Yeah, I know, I'm a little different. The reason for this is a neighbor who will remain nameless. Anyway. They offered to farm the field or do what, I'm not really sure, it's not my business. So what they did was, they did this. They came over and ripped the field up. And then they never came back. So, with nothing really to do to it, it was just left and the grass grew back over. As grass does, it will just come back and win back over again. So now you have a field that's literally like a bomb site. I know I'm making quite a mess here, but there's a reason. So whenever I have been haying over here, it's always been quite a painful, slow process, cutting and then baling. Sorry my camera work's not that great. I'm trying to do a 17-point turn. And then like I said, baling, and it's hard on the equipment, banging around and bunching around and all the rest of it. So I offered the Bennetts, if they were okay with this, that I would come over and I would rip it up and I would finish ripping it up. Yes, I know those of you who know I love trees, but these are poplars, they don't count. They're cheats. Oh, that's the wrong one. There, that's what we press the right lever, PiperDoug. Anyway. There we go. We're off. So yeah, I will be finishing this project. So basically what we do is, we come in here, we do a pass, and then we leave it. Yeah, I know, sounds dangerous. I will be coming back. So what happens is, when you cut it like this without spraying it, because we're not going to be using chemicals, you cut it, and because you've diced all of the turf up and sort of lodged it, so discs do, the grass will now dry out and die. Or the surface turf anyway, will now dry out and die. So I guarantee if I come back here in a week, which I will keep you all posted, this field will look totally different. See up here where it's sort of lighter land, it's already breaking up really nicely. That's because it is drier. But some of the field is super heavy. So I will come back in a couple of weeks and give it another rip up. And then come fall, well technically we're about to start fall, I'll come back over here. I don't know if it'll be the disc, maybe at that point I'll be using the cultivator. And we'll just go hard around and around and just go back and over it and really get it blacked up. And then at that point it will be ready for the springtime. I have the seed already sitting. Hey guys! I have the seed already sitting in the workshop. And I will come in here with a alfalfa, brome, meadowgrass mix. So it will be full of color and smells, and the critters will love it, and the baler will love it, and the tractor will love not bouncing around like a mental case. So yeah. Well, he's got some cool older stuff. I haven't the heart to show you what's in the middle of the yard. His workshop burnt to the ground last winter with a classic car in it, and a British classic car. I almost couldn't bring myself to look at it. So yeah, it was a power cord fire, shorted, burned all the tools, car, equipment inside the shed. Lucky enough, not all of these classic stuff was in that shed, so it wasn't a total loss, but still terrible. But yeah, so I'm gonna get this all one big going over today, and then I'll leave it, and then we'll come back, and then we'll show you again. So, get on. What are you doing this evening, PiperDoug? Doing some pruning. Yeah, so this row of trees here, dying, dead, mostly dead. So the plan is to fence off a new portion here over to there, and then around, and then plant in triple row, so it'll be like poplar, Scots pine, and then spruce in here as well. Probably cottonwood poplar will be the best one, fastest growing, because we do get a lot of storms coming in here from the east side. That's why we put a double row of bales down here every winter to protect the plant. So yeah, these have been dead for a while, and they just end up dropping branches on the fence. Cows rubbing on them doesn't help either. So yeah, they're coming due. I might just I'll take all the dead ones down. There's a couple that are dying, and there's a couple that are still okay. Those ones in there, I can't really get to them, but they're not really too big of a hassle. But anyway, so yeah, just got a logging chain there that's two long chains together, because when that one came down, chain was right there, and that, lucky enough, came down beside the tractor, because there was still some pretty big twigs come up alongside the tractor. So yeah, so all I do is I pile them out there. I don't burn them, I just pile them out there. And the cows and the calves love using it as a rubbing post, and the critters climb in and about it. Eventually I probably will chuck a bunch of flax bales in there and just light the load up, but apart from that, there's some good firewood. So if ever there was an advert for these bale spikes, they're strong. Welcome back. So what did PiperDoug just do? So, what we're doing now is we're baling off the outside rows of the green feed oats, and that way we'll let the combine into the swaths. I thought about just letting the combine take the headlands off, but along the top end of the field, that stuff is really short and it had sort of laid down into under the stubble. So I know the baler can pick that stuff up, and plus it's 6.5 a dozen really. At least taking the headlands off when you're working with a pull-type combine, that'll let you get in and out of the rows a lot easier versus trying to work around the field and all that other stuff. So anyway, it seems to be baling up really good. It's been down, what, 4 days now? But we've had breeze every day, like strong breezes. So it's drying out really quick, and underneath those big swaths it's drying out fast. So there you go. Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, that's a whole new thing for me. I've always been intrigued by the pull-type combines, and just when we were farming thousands of acres of grain, a pull-type combine does not make a lot of sense. But now that we're just purely cattle, for the time being, having a little pull-type combine just to pick up a few swaths for chop, for treats, for bringing in animals, and maybe giving some to the calves. So yeah, it was actually on our local classifieds, and our neighbor Terry Hunt. Hi Terry. Yeah, he used a couple of these for many years, and then now he's got I think he's got a 7720 or a 6620. I think he has both. So he grows some orgasmic grains. Doesn't have any cows though. But so yeah, he's stepped up to the self-propelled combines. But for what we're doing, just to have a few hundred bushels kicking around for now, this makes all the sense. So yeah, we didn't pay a whole heck of a lot for it. Terry sold it quite reasonable and in full working order, as we have found out. Apart from the fact that I got about 50 feet and choked it. But that's kind of because the tractor that's on the combine is slightly underpowered. Realistically, this should be on that combine, 160 horse. Loader tractor would probably be better on that. It's 95 horse. That's 60 horse. The reason that that's on it is because I need the loader tractor to hold a tote bag, so we can fill tote bags from the unloading auger, because we don't have any bins set up right now. So for what we're going to do, just to fill the hopper maybe once, it's going to work dandy. So yeah, there you go. The Shire Caldwells are combining. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to pick up every second group of every second pair of swaths, and that will let that take maybe a half dozen more pairs of rows to fill up the tank. Because of the way it's set, and because these swaths are only 15 feet apart, it's kind of tight to fit the tractor in the gap there and not be hitting the edge of the swath with the pickup, as I think you saw in the video. So yeah, considering this is a haymaker oat, it's actually rolling out not too bad into the tank. There is still some oats on the plants, but that's because I cut it green and it's not threshing out properly, which is actually a good thing, because when you're baling it, you don't want the seeds all to come flying out. But that means when I bale up that straw over there, it's still going to have feed value. So, double win. So yeah, we'll get enough grain for what we need, and then we'll just keep baling on the rest of it. And we're making a lot of bales, so yeah. So please like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in for the next update, where there'll probably be some more of that shenanigans.